Good evening, guys. Welcome to the third video on this channel. This video is gonna be a continuation to my first video, in which I was talking about a project that I did for my professor. So in that video, I had to, go in between, and I was not able to explain properly. I was not able to show you the architecture. I was not able to discuss certain things, certain decisions that I took, while making the entire project. So I hope I would be able to, talk about everything in this video. So let's get started. First of all, I will show you some decisions, my architecture, why I did them. So I will talk about my decisions for a bit, and if you have any suggestions, if you have any suggestion on how I can improve my current flow, then please do comment down. It would be very beneficial for me, because I'm just out learning here. So I'm not professional, or like I'm not an expert in this thing. I'm just trying to make some cool projects and learn along the way, right? So first, as I discussed earlier, I had to make a website, or more like a web application, for someone who want to manage ammunitions, right? So let's get into the code. So first of all, I wanted to only give access to the entire site only to those users who are admin, right? Like users who have actual permission to access the site. This covers both authentication and authorization. Authentication will check who the user is. Authorization will actually check whether they have permission or not. And since there is only one actual admin here, like there are not multiple rows here, so it was really easy. I just had to make a table which had email address, name, the status, like whether the status of the user is active or pending, and whether the user is admin or not. So I have two different columns. Let me show you this. Yeah. So this is the users table, right? Here I have the email, then I have the name, then I have the role, and then the status, right? So the role needs to be admin and the status needs to be admin. Then only they will be able to access the site. So right, so this is the site, right? So this is my email address, like I am logged in, right? So if I want to remove my access, another admin can do that. But if I just manipulate the database here, let me replace this with pending. If I do enter, as you can see, my access is restricted now. Let me revert that real quick. So I will do it admin. Oh, sorry, active. Yeah. So only admins and okay. So only the users who have like role admin and the status active will have access to the what do you call it? The entire website. So if I show you the code for the entire thing, yeah. So here is the table schema. Constant user object, have clerk user ID, have role, I email, have status, and name. Now the now convex and clerk are really easy to integrate with each other. Clerk, or I believe, yeah, convex has this provider function. I believe convex client provider, something like that, using which you can easily integrate both of them and access clerk from convex. So it makes your work really easy. And this is all the other stuff, like all the different things I am storing related to the ammunitions, right? So, and also all of the mutations have proper authentication and authorization checks. For example, if I want to create a new user, they will require admin access, right? And if I want to create a new user from webhook, this is will not authenticate, because but this is internal mutation which will only be accessible from convex and not from anywhere else, because all of these, the mutation are like public API. They are like accessible from from basically APIs, but these internal mutations are only accessible from convex architecture. So you cannot call them from like your terminal or something like that. But these mutations are like publicly available, so you have to make sure that you have proper checks. Otherwise, anyone can just call them from their system, and it will create chaos on your database. And then you require admin access. The same goes for the queries. You must have some certain permissions in order to well, actually no, I did not. Oh, alright, yeah. Actually, I was using a template I built earlier for one of my college projects, and it turns out I only protected the mutations part, not the queries part. I mean, it's not that big of an issue after all, because yeah, let's leave that. And then this is the HTTP. Now I want to connect clerk and convex, right? So what I wanted was, I wanted to make sure whenever a user signs up using clerk, their information must be stored in convex. And there is this really cool feature in clerk that are webhooks. So it will emit events, like whenever an event occurs, it will send a request to a particular URL, which you can configure in convex to receive on a specific endpoint to receive these requests and process them. So, and convex has this HTTP action site URL using which you can do all that and that kind of stuff. So I just did that. I used SWIX, right, to actually verify the authenticity of each request. Made a path on clerk webhook. It is a post out post endpoint, and it gets all the SWIX ID, timestamp, signature, and it authenticates with the clerk webhook secret. Obviously you need to do that. And down here we have conditionals for each type of event. For like user created, then we have to actually make an entry in the database, right? And then comes user deleted. Whenever a user deletes the account, we need to remove the account from database, right? So in the template I also have a conditional statement for user updated. I removed that from here because it was unnecessary stuff, right? So yeah. And then, as I talked about earlier, I wanted to make sure that only admins should have access to this site, right? So I wrote this wrapper, admin validator. It will get the current user with use user. Now the good thing about use user is that is provided by clerk, and it is integrated with, I believe, it's not integrated. So I get the clerk user ID from here, and since the clerk user ID is also present in the users table in convex, as you can see here, I can easily query the database and check their role, if they have the admin role, and if their state is active or not. Right. So I'm doing that only. Const is admin, it's checking whether it's admin and if the status is active or not. And while it's loading, it will show a different UI. The UI is done entirely using DeepSeek V4 Flash. Even though that model is not like very small, it's a really good model. Like, I am just blown away by the capabilities of that model, and I highly suggest you to try out that model. And please use the front-end design skill. It will instantly improve any model's front-end skills by a lot. Like, yeah. Whenever you're trying to do UI, please use the front-end design skill. It's a killer feature. So this function basically wrapper will basically allow only admins to access. And this is the clerk wrapper. This is the clerk wrapper. I have named this convex.tsx. Makes no sense. I will change it afterwards. Then this is a function that actually connects convex wrapper that connects clerk with convex. It was in the documentation of convex, I guess, yeah. And that's pretty much it. All the important stuff is covered. Let me show you the website. So let me log out. Sign out. So this shows restricted area. I have to sign in. I will sign with Google. So this ID. Continue. Now I have the access. Now I can manage the accounts and both accounts and permissions. First one is the accounts. So from here I cannot demote myself because obviously it will lock me out of the system. I can demote someone else. For example, if I want to demote this user, I can deactivate their account. They will not be able to access the system anymore. So yeah, so I open Chrome and go to the same website. And if I sign in with using my second email ID, continue. As you can see, this will have restricted access. because I just denied permission to this account from my main admin account. So I can just activate, promote, and boom, it has access now. So it's so easy. That Convex is reactive, the changes automatically propagate to different clients, and you don't have to write a single bit of code to manage that. It makes my life so easy. So please do check out Convex as well. It's a really cool project. It's a really good database service for your project, and the free tier is very generous, like very generous. You will not run out if you have like small project, or maybe like even a medium-sized project, and if you are not querying your database that much, then it will be, the free tier is more than enough, right? So yeah, this is the user management stuff. So I will just delete this user, okay, and from here restrict area, and if I refresh, this account doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, and then comes the munitions. You can register new guns. For example, I will just do AK, no, Rise 67, let's name is serial 6767, verified by personnel, obviously it's a sniper. Let's name it, I forgot the name of COD guns. Let's name AW. Caliber, I don't know what caliber AW is, maybe 8.62, I'm not sure. Induction, yeah, current holder, okay. And I also have tables for holders, like this, to which person a gun is assigned to. Now this was all derived from the initial design file that I provided, the MST file I talked about earlier. So yeah, I just tried to copy everything from there only. So I will just assign this Colonel ABC Kumar the access. Unit is Alpha Company and the location is Alpha Armory. Yeah, very generic. We have only 550 rounds, optimal grade, and locks for audit protocol, and register weapon. So the register is registered, sorry, the weapon is registered now. If I go to the registry, it will list Echo 67 AWM, and I can just edit everything here. So yeah, if possible, I can come to units and try to add, like, let's say Bravo Company, and BHG, add Bravo Company. I can add the location, let's say Iraq, and add Q. And then here I can do holders, add a new, let's say Sergeant Ryan. Now I can just come here and modify the rifle 67 to to Sergeant Ryan, who is serving in Iraq, and to Bravo Company, and he has killed 100 enemies. So let's update to 100, and the gun is still in very good quality, so save changes. So yeah, this is a basic, this is a very basic web app, and yeah, I just wanted to demonstrate what I built. If you have any suggestions, please do comment down. So yeah, that's it for today's video. We'll meet you in the next one. Bye bye.